Hello everyone, we are Group P and today we are going to provide recommendations based on the case Embrace C. Embrace is a student venture that needs help developing a strategy in hopes of entering India's neonatal market. There's too many premature and underweight babies in India alone, which motivated Embrace to create a low-cost heat-retaining pouch for babies. One of Embrace's competitors within this industry is General Electric. Over time, General Electric recognized their opportunity in India, but they needed to make their products more affordable and market-specific in order to be competitive. Their objective is to create market-specific products for India through reverse innovation. Reverse innovation is innovation that rise in developing worlds and cater to their market's needs. Our focus for this case is figuring out whether Embrace has a sustainable competitive advantage that allows them to be successful within India. And our secondary question is, what strategy could Embrace use to strengthen their competitive advantage? Without a strong competitive advantage, Embrace will not be able to create enduring positive change within India's neonatal industry and reduce infant mortality rates. Now I'll pass it on to Wilson to talk about the Indian neonatal market.
All right, thanks. From the case description, the following points can be summarized to the further understanding the Indian market. Just like the previous analysis, this market is very concentrated and the high-end market has been occupied by large companies. However, more newborns and their families still need an affordable and quality guaranteed substitute product. And it will be great if the product can ensure ease of use for both in rural and urban market too. These unmet needs are the potential opportunity to Embrace, but it's not a secret for others too, that this field may soon be occupied by large companies. And the biggest potential threat is GE, which already has rich experience in Indian market. Now that we have a basic understanding of our key players and the relative market forces, we can complete an analysis of Embrace and their competition. I will briefly go through the comparison and let everyone have a clearly understanding of the status. We know that Embrace is just a startup company and focus on semi-urban rural market. On the other hand, GE is already a mature large enterprise and now well known about the urban market in India. Then when we look at their product, Embrace Infant Warmer is purely essential feature product. No luxury ability, designed specifically for basic need. For GEs to develop product for Indian market, we can see that they are already considering reduce the cost to lower the selling price. Although it is still not affordable for the market targeted by Embrace right now, but it's just temporary. What worth highlighting is that Embrace product parts is manufactured in lower cost Indian and Chinese factories and then assembled locally, where GE is still choose to local product and assembly. On GE's mature distribution mechanism, each independent department can connect with their market efficiently, and that is a very lack ability to Embrace. Next, my teammate Matt will analyze more advantage and disadvantage of two companies based on the comparison.
Thank you, Wilson. Now we'll talk about the advantages and disadvantages of using incubators of both companies. The Embrace products are simple and are outsourced by big manufacturing companies which are more efficiently produced, and this gives them a competitive edge. This also is a disadvantage as outsourcing the products creates more competition and more chances for others to imitate the product. Moreover, GE products are highly recognized and produced locally, which reduces the cost for production. But in turn, the cost of those products is too expensive for the rural and semi-urban market, which is a big disadvantage. Moving on, using our competitive analysis, we can now establish the VRIO framework for Embrace and GE products to determine each company's ability to create a sustained competitive advantage within the rural Indian neonatal market. We first will begin with Embrace's VRIO framework. As you can see, the product is very valuable as it caters to India's semi-urban and rural market. And it is highly rare as it is an easy to use product which is provided at a very low cost. But the problem is that it can be imitated as it is outsourced and easy to replicate. And Embrace, being a new startup, doesn't have the same resource structure as GE, and it's not well organized. we can see that while Embrace has a valuable and rare product, they lack organization and have a product that is easy to replicate. This results in Embrace having only a temporary competitive advantage, and they also may not be able to utilize their competition to its maximum potential as they're not an established company. Now we'll look at GE's VRIO framework. GE's products are valuable as GE is involved in India's growing medical and healthcare industry and is expanding. The products by GE are not as rare as baby warmers are in demand, and current products do not cater specifically to the nature of the India's rural healthcare system. GE's products cannot be imitated because GE's Indian products are affordable and market specific, therefore still retain the same advanced technology and necessary features. And GE, being such a large company, is highly organized. GE's Indian segment is developed and growing, with large-scale investment operations already underway. While GE products have value and are generally in demand within the greater context of the Indian neonatal market, their products are not rare, but they're not specialized for the needs of the India's rural healthcare industry. This tells us that GE can create a competitive parity, but does not have a sustained competitive advantage. Now we'll move on to Quincy to discuss the strategy.
Thank you. So from our analysis, we will now evaluate the possible strategies Embrace can undertake at this time. So Embrace has a choice to not enter the Indian market due to their only temporary competitive advantage and GE's strong presence within India. However, this would mean not taking advantage of the major market opportunity within India's rural neonatal sector, and they would not be able to realize their goal of reducing infant mortality in developing countries. So this is clearly not an ideal option for Embrace to undertake. It is also possible for Embrace to enter the Indian market with their current product and current capabilities. So doing this despite the temporary competitive advantage would result in potential imitation risk. There is also the additional risk of larger firms entering the market, making it difficult for Embrace to compete as a smaller company. It is important to also consider GE's current expansion plans, which include creating more products that are catered for their growing Indian market and their continued investment into regions outside of large Indian cities. So Embrace may see temporary success if they enter the market right now, but they're also at risk of losing the differentiation advantage due to its ease of production and affordability. As well, they would have to compete with larger companies with extensive distribution systems already in place. We believe that Embrace's current competitive assets alone are not enough to survive within the neonatal market's rapidly evolving landscape. So we recognize that it is difficult for new companies to compete with established companies, especially within emerging markets. While Embrace's current competitive assets do not allow for sustainable competitive advantage, we believe that in lines with General Electric could allow for Embrace to take over the resources GE has to offer. GE would also benefit from the opportunity to use Embrace's products as a basis to enter the semi-urban and rural markets. For these reasons, we believe that the best strategy for Embrace is to form an alliance with General Electric. With Embrace's ideas and passion, and GE's already developed expertise within the Indian market, the two as a combined whole would be able to greatly reduce infant mortality and help bolster rural healthcare within India. So there are some major benefits for Embrace as well through this alliance. Embrace can benefit from GE's structural advantage, which includes their dominant market share within India and brand name power. There is also the advantage of the efficiency and effectiveness a large company can provide due to their established knowledge and presence. GE's developed sales and distribution network will also make it easier to supply products to hospitals and rural areas. GE can provide resources such as monetary funds and management oversight that Embrace would not otherwise have access to. Finally, this alliance will allow for Embrace to enter the market and establish a product more quickly. This would be critical to the success of Embrace's product. So from our new VRIO combined analysis, we can see that the partnership between Embrace and GE creates synergy, or an advantageous relationship that provides both firms competitive assets that they did not have before. Value and rarity can be found from the development of Embrace's products that specifically caters to the untapped rural neonatal market. Also, with GE's resources and technology, future development of derivative infant warmers can allow for a competitive, evolving product that is difficult to imitate. GE's continued investment and focus on good organization will allow them to realize great growth within India and realize the true potential of this new partnership. So together, Embrace and GE can create a sustainable competitive advantage, one that they did not have before. So instead of viewing General Electric as a competitor, Embrace can view GE as a resource to take advantage of, an ally that they can rely on. We believe that with this strategy, Embrace can realize their goal of preventing infant mortality with greater success than they would have on their own. This concludes our presentation, and we thank you for your time.